Hello everyone, welcome to my live. Thank you for joining me tonight. My name is Rodrick. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas, and I'm really excited to be with you guys tonight. It is new catalog launch day. Also launching some new online exclusives, so lots of new fun things to play with. So we're going to have some fun using some new products, some new in colors tonight. So I'm glad you're joining me for this this live. I hope you'll have fun. Be sure to comment and say hi if you're hopping on. It actually is a beautiful night in San Antonio, which is kind of crazy because it was kind of, the last 2 days have been kind of rainy and stormy. So it's funny though, the severe storms, I don't know, we get so lucky. Everything either goes to the north or the south of us and just kind of goes around us all the time. We've been pretty lucky with that. So thank goodness, because in Texas, we tend to get a lot of hail, which is very damaging. So we've been lucky. All right, I'm going to turn my camera around. I just want to get to it tonight. We have so much. I have a lot to show you, a lot to talk about, and then a lot of stamping to do. So that'll be fun. All right, let me turn my camera around. All right. Let's see how that is. Good, there it is, you guys, the new catalog. It's a beautiful thing. Let me make sure I can see your comments now on my iPad. Okay, there we go. I think we're situated, which is awesome. So here it is in all its glory. We can go ahead and open it now and look at all the beautiful things inside. This time, so many things to look at, lots of fun things to do. If you need a catalog and you don't have one, send me an email. I'll be happy to send you a catalog in the mail because I feel like you need a catalog. Okay, you can also look at everything online, but the catalog, it's nice sometimes. Hi Sharon, just having something that you can actually feel, and I refer to mine all the time. I keep several copies, different places. I keep 2 in my craft room by the computer, by my crafting station. I keep one by my bed so I can look at it. So there it is. All right, also some new online exclusives premiered for customers today, so that's fun. You can see all of these online. Hi, Kelly. So this is just a little sampling of a couple of them, right? So go online, check the exclusives out, and you can see all the fun products that are there for us. Stampin' Up! Just keeps giving us new stuff, which is awesome. 2 new kits came out today. This one is called the Beautiful Blues Kit. This one is $23. It's a Stampin' kit, so it comes with a Stampin' block and a stamp, a little Stampin', what do you call those little mini stamp pads? Stampin' Spot, right? So that's fun. This kit is a no stamp kit. This one's only $14. This is called Share a Smile kit. So look how colorful and fun that is. I'm sure that's nice and easy to put together and fun. So keep that in mind. And lastly, there's a starter kit special that started today also. So this is exciting because it's $165 worth of product for only $99. So yeah, fun. If you would like to be a discount shopper, if you'd like to be a demonstrator, you know, to either just be a demonstrator or to sell, whatever your needs are, it's easy with Stampin' Up. There's no big commitment. The commitment truly is $300 a quarter. If you don't meet that, nothing happens. You don't owe any money. You're just not a demonstrator at the end of that period. And let's see. So it's May. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So if you join now, you don't have to spend $300 till September. And I'm not even saying you have to. If you don't, then you get dropped at the end of September. You can always join again later. There's nothing against that. So this is a great discount. You get 20% off your future orders. So that's a cool thing. I couldn't live without my discount. I love, love, love my discount. Okay. Before we get stamping with this set, I want to tell you guys I have a new kit, a card kit coming out today. It's the Celebratory Sips card class kit. And this one is really fun. I love this kit. So you can have the opportunity to purchase one of these. Let me show you what the cards are going to be. All the projects. So I've got 4 cards in this project. So we've got this one right here. I'll open them too so you can see. This is one card. We have this card right here that we're going to make. And yes, this paper is retiring now, but I have some to give you in your kit. A fun shaker card. I love my shaker cards, right? So that's a fun card. This one right here, which is a gift card holder. Hi, Roz. So that's kind of a fun one. And then lastly, this bag, this little gift bag, which is also super fun. And I found this, so you guys, check this out. Jelly Belly Cocktail Classics. So cool. If you order this kit, I'm going to give you a package of these in the kit too, so you have something to put in your gift bag, right? In addition, I also found these, which are really fun, these cute, fun little cocktail stirrers. So I'll put one of these in your kit too. So I like to put the little extras, the little fun stuff in there. All right, so you would get all the pre-cut cardstock to make the projects. You would also, I would also include in your kit, you get a half a pack of this beautiful designer series paper, Celebratory Sips, I believe is what it's called, yep. A package of these iridescent faceted gems, which are super fun. And then for our shaker card, look at this gorgeous, this is a brand new product, loose shaker elements. So let me open this and not spill it all over, or we're going to have a little cleanup time before we craft. Can you see the sparkle in this? Oh my goodness, there's little stars in there. So, so pretty. So you'll get that, it's over $22 in product you get too, right? So what's the price? It's $38 for the kit, plus $7 for shipping, and that's a total price of $45. That includes tax. Order by the 15th of May, and I'm going to ship the kits around the 19th. Then the video tutorial, we're going to do a craft along, so it's going to be live May 27th. So tune in. We'll make these cards live. But you can order this kit in advance so you can craft along with us and already have the stuff you need in advance, which is great. Here's what you're going to need. I'm going to post this if you're on my email list. This will go out in tomorrow's email so you can kind of look it over a little more closely. But I hope you guys will like it and get the kit because it's fun. All right. And then for tonight, I thought I have to use, obviously we're going to use new product, right? But this product has some of the new in colors. So this is out of the new catalog. It is Florals in Bloom. This sweet collection is fabulous. I love these pretty colors. There's just, look at all these samples. There's so many possibilities of what you can do with this. It's kind of a mega sweet, so it comes with 2 different stamp and die sets. So I'll show you those tonight. These in color flat pearls are gorgeous, and they also come in last year's in colors too. So, and then of course the paper is the star of the show. So pretty, and kind of determines what colors you're going to use with it. Again, here's another page of things to look at. So I started with that kit. I almost did a different one for tonight, but then you know, I do love my flowers, so here we go. So we're going to do this card right here, which says, "You make me smile." And I've done this kind of layout before, but always in landscape mode, never in this vertical, right? I haven't done that before, so we're doing that one. We're doing this Bloom Where You're Planted in these pretty colors. Can you see? Timid Tiger is one of our new in colors, and also some of the Darling Duckling in there. So we're doing this card tonight. We're doing Have a Lovely Day. So we're going to do that card. And then just this one. Hello. I can't decide which paper I like the best. I love all these papers. All right. So that's our cards for tonight. Let's get started stamping. You're probably like, yes, finally, let's do it. All right, we're going to start with this card right here first. Let me start by showing you, here are the bundles, right? Pretty Florals, which is going to, you can stamp all these flowers and stems. There's also die cuts to match, which is amazing. So we're going to use this. And then I am using what came with it, the Sweet Blooms. Now, if you only want to buy one bundle, I would say get the flowers. You can use any sentiments that you have around. Now, if you remember, these layer with the die cuts, and I'll show you them as we go along. But we had one earlier in the year, which was, I'm trying to see, let me get it, hold on. They did another one. Well, this isn't a good example. Hold on. Let me just turn around. Pluck it off my shelf. Remember this one that said wishing you a happy birthday? So it's the same concept. So if you already have this, you could use this too. If you didn't want to buy the second bundle. Okay, just giving you some ideas. I know we don't need to buy everything, right? Or do we? I don't know. Hard to say. Okay, corrugated embossing folder. We're going to use this. This is the first time I've played with this, and it's really pretty. So we'll use this for our cards tonight too. All right, here are the pieces for our first card. So if you get the kit, this is how it's going to come, right? You're going to get all the card pieces like this, and they're all in the envelope. I will do any embossing for you. Like this piece is going to come to you embossed already, just to make things nice and easy for you. All right, Roz, you've been playing with this Mega Suite the past few days. Isn't it fun? I could just keep going and going and going making stuff with this. It's just so fun. Okay, so we've just got a quarter sheet. Well, this is 5 1/4 by 4 just to do our stamping on, so I'll put that aside. We're starting with a Petunia Pop card base, all right? So this card base, let me get to the bottom of my stuff, is basically, it's like our normal card base, except we're cutting a piece off right here. But the official measurements are 6 1/2 by 5 1/2, and it's scored at 2 1/4 right here. So scored at 2 1/4, that folds over. Then we have another piece of Petunia Pop. This is going to be for the inside card. And this one is 5 1/4 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 2 3/4. So it's just going to be scored right in half like that, okay? So that's going to be our card like that, okay? Those are going to go together. All right, let's add a few layers. Now here is this paper, you guys, this paper, and I always show you just my cut up paper. One day I'm going to have some ready just to show you some nice pieces, right? But look at all the beautiful, beautiful colors. So many things to choose from. You can just cut the flowers right out, fussy cut them, put them on your paper. So many choices. Nice patterns on the back, flowers on one side, patterns on the back side. Just so much fun to play with. All the good colors. There's so many colors in this. They list them on the back. You know, when you get your paper, they're all listed on the back. You can kind of see here. But there's more colors than this, right? Lots and lots of colors. Okay, so this piece is 5 1/4 by 4. And did I tell you the name of the paper? It is Florals in Bloom DSP. So let's get ourselves something to adhere with. And this is just going to go in the back here as a backdrop. So we're going to center it right here. Working on the card base first. This piece right here is 5 1/4 by 2 1/8. And we'll put that on the front panel. All right. This is, it's a little wide, but it's okay. I feel like maybe this should have been a little bit bigger. I'm used to doing like a gatefold, so this is my standard size for that. But this, if it bothers you, just cut a little bit more of this off. It's not going to matter, right? If you want it just a little skinnier on the sides, that's no problem. Okay, so on this card right here, the inside, we've got a piece of basic white, and this piece is 4 by 2 1/2. All right, so that's going to go right on the inside here. Before we do that, I've got one last piece of this Florals in Bloom DSP, and this one is 2 1/2 by 3/4 of an inch. So let's put this down first on the bottom of the white. Make sure we don't need to do any trimming, and then we can go ahead and put it in the inside. Now, it's going to open backwards like this, so it's going to go right here on this side right here. Okay, so we've got that. All right, this is going to get adhered right to the very middle of the inside of the card base, right? I don't know what got on there, but it's going to get covered up, so I'm not going to worry. So right in the middle like that, okay? So it's going to open like this. we can go ahead and stick down this corrugated piece. This is Coastal Cabana. Again, this one is 4 by 2.5 also. I'm going to add a little extra adhesive because it's embossed and I want to make sure it sticks. All right, so we have our card base finished, right? We are all set. We just need to dress it up with some pretty flowers now. So let me put that aside. We're going to get out some stamps, and I'm going to start with, the flower is a 2-step stamp. So I'm going to start with Petunia Pop. That's going to be the dark part. Fresh Freesia is going to be the light on the inside. Now you could also just stamp off the Petunia Pop for the inside too. So that's another option with that. But here is the darker. I like to do the darker piece first because I can see it better, right? So I'm just going to ink that up, and I'm going to do 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. Random, anywhere we'd like them. Then I'm going to take the next color, the Fresh Freesia, and we will go ahead and line up. All right. You can see how you can see the edges, the little flower edges. So you can line it up and stamp it. And isn't that pretty how that fills in for you? You get a lot of detail. You don't have to color it and try and stay on the lines for all these really tiny little petals. So that's super convenient. Just take your time lining it up. You don't want to rush it too much. If it goes out of the lines, it's okay, because it's still going to look cool, right? Watercolor isn't always in the lines, and I feel like it looks a little watercolory, so. Okay, there we go. Now we have our 3 flower tops. What do you think these are? Are these lilacs, would you say? All right, let's do a sentiment in Petunia Pop. We're going to do You Make Me Smile from the set. And I believe this is from the second set. So we'll just do this at the bottom here. We're going to fussy cut that out. And then lastly, we need some stems. So we are going to do stems in Granny Apple Green. And I was trying to kind of match the paper. There's a lot of different greens in here, right? But I was kind of picking up on the Granny Apple here and some of the Petunia Pop right here. We want things to match, right? So I'm just inking up my Granny Apple Green, and I'll just put it this way. All right. So that's all of our stamping. Now, we're going to get out the dies. And these, will cut this out. Let me show you which ones they are. We've got this one right here. So that one gets lined up like that. We've got this stem, which is kind of a funny looking die, right? That's going to get lined up here and cut that out, right? And then, like I said, we're going to cut that out ourselves with scissors. So run this through your machine. You'll have to run it through 3 times because there's only 1 die for all 3 of these flowers. So we need to get that done, right? And I have those pre-cut for us. So here we go. We've got 1, 2, 3 in our stem. So let's get our scissors out, and we'll go ahead and just, so when I fussy cut around words, most of the time I'm doing it because I don't want to take up too much space on the card. This is kind of a long sentiment, and I don't have that much room on my card for a big die cut around it, right? So I'm kind of minimizing the space that it takes up. And sorry, I was a little bit low probably. So, and I like the way it looks too. So I feel like that's kind of fun. How is everybody tonight? Is everybody having a good week? Did anybody place an order already? Super fun. I got up at 5 o'clock, you know, for work, and placed my order right away this morning. So more fun goodies will be coming this week. Yay. I got the rest of the in-color things that are now available to demonstrators, like the ribbon and the blends. So I'm excited about that. Okay, there we go. All right, let's put it together. So I decided I wanted to pop all these things up. First, we're gonna take, you can see when you die cut this, it die cuts some little bumps that are in white. That's where we're gonna put our glue. So that's handy. They always think of everything for us. Get my glue started. And then we'll just put these on and let it dry. Then we're gonna pop this whole thing up. So it's kind of small, so we're probably gonna use some mini dimensionals to pop this up. Hold on. You know what, let me get out my handy dandy silicone sheet. Won't matter if glue gets on it. And just place these down a little bit easier. All right, like that. All right, we'll let that dry for a minute. We can let it dry upside down while we start loading up some dimensionals. I think let's start with some new sheets of dimensionals. Hi, Lisa. Okay, and I'll put one here. I'm going to switch to the minis and kind of fill in a little bit. Whoops. All right. So yeah, it was a busy weekend, you guys, because I was trying to get not just this class together for tonight, but also the Celebratory Sips one that I showed you a few minutes ago. So I was trying to get 2 classes done in one weekend, which was kind of tough. And then Sunday we went out. So I was gone most of the day on Sunday. So it's been kind of, what would you say? Busy, very busy. All right, so let's put this right about here. Now we're also gonna pop up our You Make Me Smile. I'm gonna put a little adhesive right across the top for what overlaps. And let me get a couple regulars and then we're going to the minis again. I feel like we're gonna use the minis a lot tonight. Maybe just one mini should do. What do you think? All right. See how it barely fits across? I think if I had a big die cut, it would look a little bit different. Okay, easy, right? Let's add some embellishments. Now, you guys know they have these gorgeous hexagons. These are called Shades of Green hexagons. Look how pretty and sparkly these are. I love these. Now, I still haven't been talked into the Turtly Awesome set. I'm not ruling it out completely, but I still haven't gotten it. But these would look good on many, many different cards. All right, where is my take your pick? Here it is. So I'm using this color right here, this middle color, which I don't know, what would we say that is? It almost looks Pool Party Coastal Cabana colored. Oh yeah, these are hard to pick up with the take your pick. They're super sticky, which is great. So I'm gonna use a big one and a couple small ones. And I think they look really cute on this card. And they're really fun. All right. So look at the pretty greens and blues. All right, you guys, easy first card, right? Super fun to make. All right, there we go. Let's move on to our second card. All right, we're going to do Bloom Where You're Planted, which I think is a really, really good sentiment, right? I really like that. When I was moving to Texas, one of my coworkers got me a mug that was flowers and it said Bloom Where You're Planted. And I just thought that was so sweet and I just loved it. And I always think about that. Okay. Yeah, Roz, I agree. Yeah, the turtles, yeah. Okay, we'll see though. Sometimes you watch stuff and then you're like, oh yeah, maybe I should. That's really cute. So we'll see about that. All right, I will tell you when we went to On Stage, when they were dressed up as Ninja Turtles, Sarah and I forget the other guy's name who did it with her, but it was pretty cute the way they presented. All right, let's play with new in colors. Timid Tiger. All right, this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 for our card base. This is going to be the inside we have here, 5 1/4 by 4, basic white. We've got a couple layers. I've got Granny Apple Green, and this is 1 inch by, hold on, 5 1/4, of course. And then this is 5 1/4 by 3/4 of that beautiful paper, which I didn't trim it up, but it's easy to trim once it's on, right? So, you know, the cloud cover, you know, everybody's been talking about it, right? And they decided they're not going to release it in the big stamp pad, but there is a set of the minis, the little Stampin' Spots that has the cloud cover, which is fine in it. So you could order that set, or you could order a package of the blank Stampin' Spots and order the cloud cover refill and make your own little stamp pad. So you can still get cloud cover stamp pad. Now they did make them available to demonstrators. So I did order today because I OCD and I need to have that space filled in my stack of stamps. So I did go ahead and order it. We'll see if it works that well, or, you know, they're selling it as is, so you get what you get. If it's no good, then it's no good, but I went ahead and ordered it anyway. So we'll see how it is when it comes. All right. And if you would like that, become a demonstrator and then you can order it, right? So I was going to check before I came on tonight to see if it sold out or anything, but, you know, I didn't get in my craft room till 4 minutes before the live, so didn't have time. This is going to go on the front, and this is going to be kind of the rest of our background. So again, I have the Granny Apple Green, and this time it's 5 1/2 by 2 1/2. And then the Florals in Bloom is 5 1/2 by 2 1/4. So we have that little bit of a border there. All right. So let's put that on. We're going to pop this up so it's sticking up a little bit. And as we pop it up, I'm going to be careful not to put too many dimensionals down here or down here because we're going to be tucking some stuff in there, right? So let me see if I can see if I have the memory skills for about 2 minutes to not mess this up. We'll see. We can always, after we put the leaves in, we can always tuck another dimensional in later if we feel like we need more. So this is going to go right in the middle. Now, I struggled with this a little bit because I don't do plain, right? So I've got some plain areas here. I thought, is there something I can stamp? What can I do so it's not so plain? And ultimately, I decided to die cut some leaves and put it there. And I thought, okay, that's fine. That's enough. All right, so let me show you the rest of our pieces. So I have these pieces that we're going to stamp on. This is going to be Where You're Planted. We're going to stamp that in Timid Tiger. This is this little accent piece under here, and I was kind of inspired by the catalog. They did a little bit of this in the catalog, so I kind of cased that. You've got a couple pieces of the Granny Apple. So you have this piece here, and you're going to use the die that's Bloom. So with this die set, you've got like a fat one and a skinny one. So this is the bigger fat one. This is going to go here. And then we're going to do one on white. And I don't know where my piece of white is. Let me see. I'm sure I have a scrap. I've got 1,000 scraps in here. Let me see if I can find one that's kind of close. That one's too skinny. All right, let's try this one. Now we're going to take the skinny one, and we're going to send that through the die cutting machine, okay? And what we're going to get is this right here. So 2 pieces, the granny apple and the white that's going to go on top, okay? So we've got those die cut out. All right, then this other piece of green, we're going to take from the first set of dies, and we're going to cut 2 of these out. You can see here. All right, and that's just going to be these right here. So when you die cut them out, you get these pieces like this, okay? So we've got all that. We have one thing to stamp. Let's stamp that, and then we're going to fussy cut our flowers. So I just got this from the paper. Here's the other side of it. Oh, thank you, Roz, for looking. You're so sweet. Roz says she just checked the cloud cover stamp pad. It's still available. So, yeah, that's awesome. All right, let's break out the new Timid Tiger. Fun, fun, fun. Let's get our Where You're Planted. There was another, do you guys remember, I mean, I haven't been around Stampin' Up! That much, only 5 years, right? But there was one when I first started, maybe it was Blushing Bride, where the pink was kind of brownish. I had it replaced once by Stampin' Up!, but it was kind of, I feel like it was almost the same thing, where the ink just wasn't getting along with the, what do you call this foam, this little foam pad. Okay, so we've got that right there. Let's fussy cut, and then we'll put everything together. Before we fussy cut, let's get this going so it can dry for a minute. Let me poke out my other little pieces out of here. Get out my mat again. So I'm just going to add liquid glue. You could use your adhesive sheets if you can remember to do it beforehand. Oh, Petal Pink. Okay, Ross says it was Petal Pink. And then a few years ago, Purple Posy. So Purple Posy was before my time, but yes, Petal Pink. All right, just lining this up, starting on one side, and just going to move across and just put each little letter where it belongs inside the other letter. Whoa, too much glue, Laura. What are you doing? Not cool. Let's see if I can just lift that little dot. Okay. Looks good. Let's let this dry for a minute. And then let's fussy cut this out. So, you guys, while I'm fussy cutting, let's talk about if you would like to get the card kit this week, right? All you have to do is place an order of $45 or more. No more host codes. We already know that, right? But it's very important that you name me as your demonstrator for that order, just for the order, you know. It's not a big commitment. You're just naming me for the order. And then I will send you this card kit for free. All right. You have to order by Saturday. On Sunday is when I cut the card kits, package them up. They go in the mail. My husband takes them to the post office on Monday mornings, which I'm very grateful to him for doing that for me every single Monday. That's awesome of him. And by the way, today's his birthday. And he said, you know what, go ahead and do your live anyway. Because I was like, I don't have to do the live. It's your birthday. We should go out to dinner. We should do something. He's like, no, go ahead, do your live. And he didn't even know it was the catalog kickoff. So that was very sweet also. So it's his birthday today. It's also my friend Candy's birthday. So happy birthday to them. So back to the card kit. Yeah, it'll come in the mail to you, and then you'll have the things you need, except for the bundles, to go ahead and make the cards. It makes it super easy when everything's kind of pre-cut for you, right? I know I love getting kits like that. Let someone else do the cutting, right? So This will be included just like I showed you in the kit, and you just have to fussy cut it, but it's just going to be kind of rough cut around. So you can go ahead and make your fussy cut. I just thought it was so pretty. This, oh, thank you. I will tell them happy birthday. I was just really drawn to this flower. Of course, I love peach and orange and all that good stuff, but I was really drawn to how pretty this flower was. Okay, so let's put it together. I'm just going to use regular adhesive just to put this right here. All right, we'll see if I need to cut any of that off. I might cut off a little bit. You know what, let me just move it. Is it too late to move it up just a little bit? Yeah, it might be too late. It's fine. I'm just going to cut off just a little bit. We're going to put the bow there so it's not really going to show. Okay, let's do our bloom where you're planted. We're just going to glue that right on also. You know, my granddaughter, Emmeline, you know, I had a birthday on Sunday. So, you know, she's been making cards since she was very little. She's 4 years old now. So we FaceTime because she's in Chicago. And she showed me and read to me the card that she made for me. So that was very sweet. I'm glad she likes to craft and make cards. That's super fun. When she comes here to visit, she always wants to go in Grandma's craft room and sit at my desk and every morning, let's make cards, Grandma, Grandma, let's make cards. So that's super sweet that she made me a beautiful card. That was really nice. Okay, we're gonna just take a little adhesive and just, hold on, see if I can not get adhesive everywhere, and just kind of line this up as a little bit of a background. So I'm going to have it, hold on, I got glue everywhere. Hold on, please. I've got, it went down before I was ready. And I can't get rid of all these little glues on my fingers. All right, let's try that again. I'm going to flip it over though, because I got it. No, yeah, that'll still work. Okay, let's try that again. Shouldn't be that hard, right? Okay, there we go. So we just have a little sticking out the bottom and one of the sides. Then let's go ahead and get some dimensionals and put this on. So do you guys already have favorites? Have you seen the new catalog? Do you guys have favorite sets that you love? I think next week I want to do the notes and totes. That's one I almost did this week because that is so, so, so cute. Wow, Roz says her grandkids love to craft with her too. They have wish lists. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. I wish they'd come out with another flamingo set because Emmeline loves flamingos. And I know there was one from years ago, again, before my Stampin' Up time. And I had actually purchased on eBay because I had to have the flamingos, right? Because she needs to make flamingo cards. Okay, so these are going to just stick out the top, this first one here. All right, so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the bottom. Let me move this closer because I keep reaching for it and I can't reach. It's just not convenient. Grandkids are the best. They're so fun. They're so sweet. All right, so we've got that one. And then this one's going to go down here. And I feel like there's not too much room, but kind of like right there. All right, so let me add a little bit more adhesive there. I think we did the dimensionals right, so we have some room to put it in there. And I know I'm sticking a little bit off, but there's enough room in the envelope that you can stick just a little bit off on the edges. All right, so we've got that. Let's add some ribbon. You guys, I have this ribbon. I don't see it anymore. I think this ribbon is gone. Oh, Roz, you guys like flamingos too? Isn't that fun? She had the cutest flamingo dress on. Was it yesterday or the day before? And at Brookfield Zoo, when they go to the zoo, they have a merry-go-round that has a flamingo that you can sit on. So that's fun. I just bought a flamingo t-shirt when I was on my way home from work the other day. I thought it was really cute, so I got that to wear in Hawaii when we go to Hawaii together this summer. We'll all have to dress in flamingo wear, of course. Not that Hawaii is a big flamingo place, that's more Florida, but still, it's still tropical, right? All right, so we're just going to use this white woven ribbon, which is every bit as pretty. I might even like it better. And we're just going to put our bow right here, okay? So as a matter of fact, I'm going to cut some more of this off because, I don't know, it's going to look funny to me if it's not even with the edge of the... So let's put it like that. I want this little leaf cut off too. Okay, I think that's better. Yes, Roz, Cracker Barrel is where I got my t-shirt on the other day when I was coming home from work. That's exactly where I got my t-shirt, was from Cracker Barrel. You know, I don't usually eat there, but I stop there occasionally just for the shopping. They have some really good stuff. All right, bow, like right about here, I think. Okay, now, look at these. These in color, they're flat pearls, but they're kind of iridescent too. I don't know if you can see. Let me pull them out so you can see. They are shiny and gorgeous in the new in colors. So pretty. So I'm going to take some of these in the Timid Tiger, and we'll put them on the card. They're small, medium, and large. And we'll just put them right here. They are so, so pretty. Down here. All right, card number 2, we did it. I hope y'all like that. I think it's kind of fun. Who would you send that to, right? Okay, let's move on to this one. So this one, yeah, me too. That's funny. This one, I kind of, not really cased from the catalog, but I saw how they used this kind of as a background paper, which I really like. Let me see if I can show you, like this card right here. See this card, how they used the background paper? And I thought, oh, that's really pretty. Same card right there. So I was kind of inspired by that for this card, and I thought it was really pretty with the black and the pink. So we're going to make this card next. All right. Let me make a little bit of room here. I'm kind of making a mess. That's what happens. Okay, so on this next card, we're going to also add these. You guys have these yet? The Fancy Borders dies. I'm kind of addicted to this one right here, which we're going to make a nice little border on the bottom of our card base. So look at all these pieces. Lots of pieces in this card, but it's okay. So I'm starting with the standard card base, and we're going to use Strawberry Slush, another in color. So 8.5, 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then you're going to run it through your machine with this little die about 3/4 from the bottom. So you can see there's kind of a 3/4 lip right here. So you can see how that fit in really nicely. So just run it through and it just cuts it off and you get this delightful little edge. Isn't that pretty? All right, so that's our card base. Let me put this somewhere where I won't lose it. Okay, on the inside, we're going to do 5 1/4 by 4 with the basic white. Then I have some of the pretty and pink, and I believe this is 1 inch by 5 1/4. All right, so that's going to go right down here. Then we have that DSP still from the Florals in Bloom, right? With this kind of, this looks like the Secret Sea color, right? So that's going to go, and that's 3/4 by, now, why did I do that? See, it's a little bit short. Oh, no, it's supposed to be short because I wanted an edge like that, okay? And that's going to mirror what we do at the top. We're going to have a layer and then a layer. So this is like mirroring the same thing. So let's put these down. Whoa, hold on, lost my glue. All right, so I'm going to put this all the way down to the edge because I don't want any of the white to show through on the front of the card, okay? So that's just going to go at the bottom edge, and this will be centered. just like this. Good. Okay, we can put that on the inside of the card. You can always put a sentiment, stamp something if you want, or just save it blank for writing. This would be pretty, you know, where it says have a lovely day and then happy birthday inside, right? All right, so let's work on the outside card base. So again, pretty in pink. So I have this piece right here, which is 5 1/4 by 3 inches. All right. And then this is going to be 5 by 2 3/4. So just, you know, to make that nice border like that. All right. So we're almost done with the base of the card. Let's put these down. All right. So Facebook was weird this week. You guys, I had 3 of my videos flagged and they said there were security issues. I know other demonstrators had problems with this week too. It was super annoying. So I had to challenge all 3 of them. I haven't gotten a response yet, but when I went on yesterday to my business website for Facebook, it said there are no issues with this website. So I thought, okay, all right, we'll see. I don't know why you guys are harassing me about stuff that's not true. There's no security issue there. All right, so I've got some pieces here for die cutting, okay? I've got a lot of pieces here for die cutting. This one's going to be for stamping. This one right here is pretty in pink, and we are going to cut out 3 of the flowers, okay? That's this die right here. All right, so let me start getting some pieces out here. Done the die cutting ahead of time. Always a good thing, right? So we've got 3 of those already cut. Okay. We are going to take this piece and this piece, which match. They'll be in your kit. You're going to do, this time we're going to do lovely. So we've got the thicker lovely. I shouldn't call it the fat lovely, right? And then the skinnier, thinner lovely. So this is going to be out of the Secret C. Okay, so die cut those out. This is what we have once we die cut these out. All right, so we've got our words. So that's what those pieces are for. All right, next we have this piece right here, and this is going to be for the little border for the inside of the flower right here. So cut out 3 of those. Those are in Strawberry Slush. All right, we're going to glue those to our flowers. They're going to be very pretty. And then lastly, we're going to do some green leaves. So I'm doing Granny Apple Green. We're going to cut 3 out of this little piece, and you're going to have 3 leaf die cuts. Okay, so that's all of our pieces, all set to go. It's a miracle I haven't lost any of those dies yet. I'm just looking, I'm like, what happened? I'm missing a card. Hold on. I moved it, my bad. Give me 1 second. I got carried away and moved stuff prematurely. Okay. So let us do, we're going to do have a, and then the lovely days cut out. So we're going to stamp that in Strawberry Slush. And I've kind of spaced them. Hopefully they're kind of straight. So this piece is like a 1/2 inch by, I don't know, 3.5 inches, something like that. It's just a scrap. And we'll see if I can stamp them together. Otherwise, I'll stamp them one at a time. Just like that. And then we're going to cut those out. All right. So we've got have a day. All right, now we can start assembling. So the first thing we want to do is glue some things together. So we've got 3 flowers to put together, and we have our lovely to put together. So 1, 2, 3. Now there's a certain way that these line up, and let me see if I can remember which way it is. Okay, this piece right here that kind of sticks out goes down right here. Okay, so it fits in that piece, And then this piece over here kind of goes in this corner right here. So it kind of lines up corner to corner. Can you see that? And then this piece is right here along this edge. I'm not showing that very well, but when I glue it, you'll be able to see it better. Okay, so you've got 3 touch points, one here, and one here is where they're going to get glued. Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it when you guys share, when you guys comment, when you say hello on my videos. I really appreciate that. And so when I was having this Facebook issue this week, I thought, should I just be going live on YouTube so everybody can watch live on YouTube instead of on Facebook? So I don't know. I think going live on YouTube is pretty much the same as going live on Facebook. I didn't seem to have any issues with my, what do you call it? The one we're on live right now, right? My personal Facebook page, because I don't post any links or anything on there. It had to do with links. But I'm kind of toying with the idea of just going live on YouTube. So I'm going to think about that a little bit more and see if that's what I should do. Yeah, I like YouTube too. I've been partial to Facebook. Because then I post it later on YouTube, of course. And, you know, because they started deleting videos after 30 days, you guys can always find all my videos on YouTube. Just, you know, Google Laura Rodrick or just search for that on YouTube, and I come right up, and all my videos are on YouTube. So I always was able to put everything on both, right? But now I'm thinking maybe just going live on YouTube would be better. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I have time to play with it this weekend, because there's a learning curve to everything, right? So I need a little time to practice. All right, all 3 flowers. Aren't those pretty flowers? All right, let's do our lovely. I finished poking out from the die cutting. All right. Very skinny. This is very, very thin. I do a little bit better with the glue than with the adhesive sheets on something this thin and skinny, because it's so sticky. This I can move around a little bit when I'm placing it. I feel like when I use adhesive sheets, I could get it. It could go wrong very easily for me. So there we go. It's funny because when I was making these cards, I did these in a whole bunch of different colors because I wasn't sure what color I wanted on here, but I think I kind of like this. Or I could have done a little bit of white in the background with the Secrecy, but I think this looks fine like it is. Let me make sure I just got this right. Okay. All right, so let's put it together. Okay, so flowers down first, just with some adhesive. I'm going to kind of put this one down here. I'm going to pop the next one up next to it. Yeah, Lisa, don't you love these flowers? I just love them. I think they're so pretty. I don't know. Are they roses? Do we think they're roses? I feel like they might be roses. I'm no flower expert. I've been meaning to go on Amazon and order like a flower identification book. We do so many flower things. I'd like to really know what all these flowers are, right? I only know the basics that I've planted before. All right, here we go again with some adhesive for this one down in the corner. All right, let's tuck a leaf under before that dries. Right, like that. Then we've got 2 more leaves that we'll tuck under right here. Well, unless I got my dimensionals in the way. Didn't think through that one. Hold on. I'm going to lift this one up and get it out of the way. And then if I need to put one down. I'll do it after. So let's go this way first. And again, I'm just barely going over the edge. I want to make sure it fits in the envelope. What, Roz? I never heard of that. Roz says, don't order a book. Go online to the seed companies and order free catalogs for reference. Oh my goodness. Mind blown. Wow. That is genius. All right. I'm going to sneak one dimensional in underneath. After I stab myself in the finger. All right, make sure my slip's not showing. All right, there we go. All right, so I decided since this was popped up here, I wanted to pop up the lovely, right? So that's ambitious, right? Because it's very skinny. So we're going to do a little cutting up. Interesting. I'm just reading all the comments. All right, so I just cut a little strip off the edge of one of my dimensional sheets, and I'm just going to start filling in some of the skinny places. This is going to be on the flower that's already dimensionalized, so I'm not going to do that. I know this is very fussy, right? What we're doing right now, but I feel like it's worth it. It looks good when it's popped up like that. Let's see if we can get one snuck in the little cross section here. We're close. A couple more little skinny pieces. All right, this last one I'm going to cut into even littler pieces. See if I can do it without anything showing. We can tuck it in once it's down a little bit too, so. Okay, let's get all these backings off. So, I've been watching, have you guys watched The Pit? We're kind of addicted to that right now. It's one of these things where, you know how it is, you guys, when you binge watch and you, like, can't stop watching, you want to just go on to the next episode and like spend 8 hours of your life watching TV when, I mean, you need to go to bed and sleep, right? So we've been kind of doing that. So we've only got 2 episodes left. So I'm hoping to do one tonight, but I got to get all my work done after this first. But it's been super good. Super, super good. Of course, I love anything medical because that's my field, right? But it's very realistic, I felt like. Okay, there we go. Our lovely is on. All right, so let's finish our last part of this. I'm just cutting it off, just into the little word sections. All right, so we've got those, and we are going to put those on as well. So I'm going to just put a little dimensional here, and this is going to be again on the popped up area. Have a lovely day. So what, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm reading your guys' comments. So what we ended up doing with the Pit, because, you know, like at the end of every episode, it's like a cliffhanger, right? And you're just like, oh, now I have to see what happens. So we started watching like half of the episode to the next half of the other episode. We'd be like, okay, this seems like a good place to stop before anything crazy happens. So that's kind of what we started doing. But now we just have 2 full episodes left. Okay, let's get out some more of those gems because they're so pretty. Look at the strawberry slush ones. Oh my goodness. So awesome. first I didn't put them on here, so it's not even in the picture because I put them on later. I was like, oh, there's a lot going on. It's a very fussy card. You know, we don't need any embellishments. Like, really, Laura, you don't need embellishments? Come on. But anyway, they're just very pretty. Okay, so there we go. Card number 3, you guys. Fun, right? All right, let's do our last card. Okay, this one, I fell in love with this paper too. Oh my goodness, the colors are so pretty. Colors I wouldn't thought about putting together before, but I do love them. Oh, thank you so much. All right, so this time I'm using the perennial postage dies also to add to this. This will be die cut for you if you get the kit, so you don't have to have these dies. All right, so here's how it comes, just like this, all these pieces. This time we're using Coastal Cabana as the card base. The inside we're keeping simple, 5 1/4 by 4. We're going to use this little 3/4 strip by 5 1/4. We're just going to put this long ways on the inside, right here, along this edge this time. Keeping the inside simple. All right, so, you guys, what did I do? Hold on. Silly me. Can't measure. Let's cut a little bit off of that. Yours will be cut right. Probably. I find mistakes later. So this week when I was cutting the card classes from last week, I noticed that when I did my tutorial, I had a wrong color written. I'm like, what is wrong with you? That's crazy. Like, I don't know. I must have been distracted, but I fixed it. So when your kit comes and you get the printed one, it's correct. But sometimes I find mistakes later and I'm like, what the heck was that? So I apologize in advance if I've messed up any of the tutorials. Hopefully I'm not messing up any of the cutting for the card kits. I try and really pay attention to that when I'm doing it. Okay, so Coastal Cabana, I used another one of the perennial postage dies. I have this little piece of basic white, and this is 2 3/8 by 1 5/8. I know, really random measurement, right? But I wanted to have just enough of the border showing like that. All right, so we've got that to build on. This we're going to pop up, so we might as well do that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. We all make mistakes. I just hate doing it in front of, a lot of people. It's embarrassing. Okay, there we go. So that's popped up on our card base. All right, now we're going to do some building. So I have another tiny perennial postage die that we're going to do our hello on. And then I have, this is a little backup that's going to go behind because I like a layer behind my sentiments, right? So this little piece right here of the Coastal Cabana is 1 3/4 by 7/8. All right, so that's going to go there. Now we've got some die cutting pieces, 3 colors, okay? Peach Pie, Timid Tiger, Secret Sea. Let me show you quickly which ones we're going to die cut. Things are kind of a mess here. All right, this one right here, Peach Pie. It's going to cut 3 at once. Love that. Super easy, right? The middle of the flower, also one die with 3 pieces, Timid Tiger. And then the stem we're going to use for this one is this one right here, okay? So that's going to be cut in Secret Sea. I know it's not green like most stems are. I'm going a little outside of my comfort zone, but if you take a look, this is, you're right, Lisa, you're right. You can see how they use this Misty Moonlight, right? Isn't the Misty Moonlight pretty with this? Love it. All right, so do your die cutting like that. We'll get our pieces. All right, so here's our stem. We've got 3 of the inside of the flowers, and then we've got 3 of the flowers. Super easy. All right, let me move these so we don't lose them. Okay, so gluing. Again, let's do some gluing first. We're going to take these little pieces and glue them. Now, all three of these are a little bit different, and I don't have the patience to figure out which one goes with which flower because all three of these flowers are different too. So, how about we do this one here? Looks like it kind of sort of fits, right? This one, I think we'll do on the middle one. Whoa. All right. I have the love-hate relationship with this glue, right? Because I'm not good at using it, but man, it works like a dream, right? If I can keep it off my fingers, it's amazing because it dries quickly, it holds well, it's perfect. All right, so this time we're gonna put the glue on the outside of the flower. There's not a little dot this time, right? So we're gonna put it like this, all right? So let me put glue on the backs of these and we'll put our flowers on them. All right, put this one in the middle here. And again, these are all kind of different shape just a little bit, so I'll hold that for a second. So there's flower number one. Put this one right here. Aren't these pretty? They're so cute. And again, wouldn't have thought the colors, but that's kind of the colors that are in the paper. That's what I love about the DSP. It's like a cheat sheet, right? It tells you what colors to use, and then it's super easy. You don't have to figure out what's going to be my color palette. Nope, it's right there for you. Love it. Okay, there's our beautiful flower. I'm just going to glue it right on to the cute little background that we made, our little mat. So I'm just going to use glue since I have it out. All right. And I like it when so this is going to butt right up to the bottom right here. And I like when it kind of overflows over our background. I could have used a little bit bigger of a background for this, but I like all the beautiful DSP showing in the background, so I wanted to keep it small, and I was fine with it kind of going outside of it. All right, this is going to get popped up. And let's do hello. I'm stamping the hello in Misty Moonlight. Waking up that stamp pad. He's been a little dormant for a while, underused. Time to use him again. It's a beautiful color. I don't use it enough. And we'll pop this up as well. Whoa, hold on. I want to get that just a little bit straighter. All right, pop it up. Like that. All right, now let's add some of the peach pie ribbon. I can't get enough of this ribbon. And we're just going to add a bow. So this one I didn't actually put any embellishments on. I could have looked, I meant to like look on the Stampin' Up website and see, like, is there a Misty Moonlight gem of some sort? I don't remember there being one, but you know, there's a lot of different colors. Now you could use those other hexagons again too, because you kind of have that Coastal Cabana color, but I felt like this was pretty busy and it was fine not to have gems on it. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Should we have put some gems on? And if so, which ones should we have put on? I don't know. All right, let's put our bow Just trim that a little bit more because I'm messed with it a little bit with a glue dot. That is not the prettiest bow on the planet. And I'm just going to put this kind of almost to the bottom like that. All right, so there we are. No embellishments, but I think it's fine without embellishments. Peach pie, Lisa. It's peach pie ribbon. Yeah, I agree, Roz. Too busy for gems, right? They'd get lost in the flowers. All right, you guys, we made all our cards. We did it. Yay. Let's bring them back and take another look. We did these with the beautiful little gems. I like that one. We really used a lot of different colors tonight, right? We've got some of the in colors spoken for. It's good to try them out, see if we like them. All right, there's our cards we did tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like the project and measurement sheet, send me an email. If you're on my email list, I'm going to send this out tomorrow morning. So you'll have all the measurements and the photographs so you can see, right? So that'll be fun if you want that. Don't forget about Paper Pumpkin. I wanted to mention this. It's good till the 10th. But I like this one because I feel like we're a little short on masculine stuff right now. And this is a masculine kit. It says, Happy Father's Day. You're the greatest and best dad ever. So these are really good Father's Day sentiments that come in this Paper Pumpkin kit this month. So that's awesome. Again, don't forget about my class. I'll show you guys again next week. But this will be in the email tomorrow about these this really fun class with all these fun cards. So, okay. You guys, thank you. Thank you for spending time with me. It was super fun. Have a great rest of the week. I will talk to everybody next week. All right. Bye, everyone.